Good morning. Welcome to February. It's February 1st, meaning there's only 2 more months of winter left. All right. So we had 5 games yesterday. What a topsy-turvy world we live in. You know, we've got snow and ice down south. We've got top teams falling. Everything's just kind of inverted right now, but so be it. Yes, the PD Athens game was postponed. An announcement will be made later on as far as when that will be rescheduled. And as far as today's game that is supposed to take place between the Biloxi Breakers and the Athens Rock Lobsters, which of course is a makeup from last week's snowstorm, I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet. I would expect if there is going to be a decision made to postpone that game and reschedule it, it would be made somewhere around midday. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's talk about our first game. Again, I'm just going through this in chronological order. First game, puck drop, and then we just go on. We had 7:05, 2 7:30 starts, and then the Eastern time it was 8. So, yeah, Thunderbirds ended up stealing 5 points out of 6 from the Black Bears. Not stealing because they certainly earned those points, but yeah, a 7-5 win. It was 7-4 at one point. Binghamton falls short in their comeback. So, yeah, the interesting part of this game was that I deliberately listed this person, Chris Mott, who played last year with the Black Bears. His first weekend with the Thunderbirds, he played very well and had 2 goals and an assist last night. So, yeah, good night for Chris Mott. Thunderbirds took control early. It was Connor Craig scoring at 4:23. Jacob Schnapp, just back from his suspension, scores at 8:03. Black Bears tie it up in the first, but then late in the first, it's a power play goal by Stubbs and a goal by Jansen. And then Schnapp scores again. He's on hat trick watch, although it looked like his minutes got kind of reduced later on in the game. Butita scores on the power play. It's 4-2. That was a 14-12 of the first. That was the end of the night for starter Dominic Tomei. And CJ Hapward comes in for his first game this year. And didn't really fare all that much better. The Thunderbirds just kept pouring it on. Becomes 5-2 in the second period as Mott scores his first goal. 3:29 in. It would stay that way for a while. Now, shot totals. Through 2, it was 26 for Binghamton and 14 for the Thunderbirds, but 5 goals on 14 shots. Goaltending just wasn't there for the Black Bears last night. Defense, again, a little disjointed. And the Thunderbirds, they're playing just as Coach Harry said that they would, that every game from here on out is a playoff game because they're battling for that 4th spot with PD. So in the third, it looks like the Black Bears might be able to come back. Kyle Steffen scores. Stubbs scores again on the power play. And just when it looked like, okay, you know, let's strap ourselves in, Zach White comes in on a breakaway and puts a nifty little move, freezes Hapward, and puts puck home. That was pretty much the nail in the coffin. Mott scores in the power play again later on, and with the goalie pulled, an extra attacker, Bondarenko scores on a redirect. 3 of the 5 goals that Binghamton scored on Babic were redirects or tips. So that lets you know that even though Babic allowed 5 goals, he was playing very, very well. Redirect is extremely difficult to stop. And Babic did a good job stopping 41 pucks over the course of the night. You had Hapward, 12 saves on 15 shots in just a little over 2 periods of play. Dominic Tomei, only 4 saves on 8 shots. So, yeah. So, anyway, in the end, Twin City improves to 15, 17, and 1. Black Bears are now 35 and 1. 3-game losing streak. One of those losses was in overtime. But anyway, in the meantime, Twin City now reclaims that 4th spot in the Continental Division. PD Ice Cats do have a game in hand this game. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's going to be a real fun, exciting race for quite a while, I think. The PD and the Thunderbirds have been fighting it out for a little over a month now for that 4th spot. All right. Let's see. Biloxi didn't look too bad to start off with. And then, yeah, I wrote it down. Play-by-play guy, Devin Dobik, made the comment, the wheels were falling off. And unfortunately, yeah, it looked very much like that. In the first period, it was pretty even between the Breakers and the River Dragons. Anton Brodkin gets his first start in quite a while. Of course, he was out for a while on the injured list. He did make a relief appearance in Friday's game, but this was his first start in quite a while. Didn't play badly. It was just really a few minute segment in that second period that were just kind of all went downhill. Trevor Babin, he's coming off of a shutout. So, he comes in and does pretty well. So, yeah, it's only 1-0 at the end of one. It's Alexander Jemayev scoring for the River Dragons. And then that second period, you had a 5-minute period where just, I don't know what happened to the defense with Biloxi, but they just disappeared. Columbus just, skated where they wanted to, moved the puck where they wanted to, scored when they wanted to, apparently. Yeah, and it just all came apart really quick. Lucas Texmo scores 14-19 of the second. Tyler Barrow scores 18-45, and then just 45 seconds later, Cody Wickline tucks a puck home into a gaping open net at 19:30, and that was it. It was 4-0 at that point. Wickline scores again at the 7:20 mark. The one highlight for the Breakers came halfway through the third as Don Heaven View scores to ruin the shutout bid for Babin, but that was the only thing that got by the dark night. And yeah, 5-1. Columbus keeps rolling along. They have now won 6 in a row, 21, 11, and 3. And Biloxi, 6, 26, and 1 now. They've just really been kind of in the free fall as of late. Again, Borodkin did not play poorly. 37 saves and 42 shots. Really, that 5-minute period in the second just was kind of the undoing of the team. Good crowd on hand in both Binghamton and Columbus. Okay, we go to the Bobcats' home down in Wytheville, Virginia. Some not nice weather there, and despite that, there was a good crowd on hand. I know you're looking at the number, and it's just like, wow, that's not really a good number. Given the weather that was in the area, this was a good crowd. And I know that the arena staff worked very hard with making sure that everyone could get to the arena safely and enjoy the game without any worries. Terrible weather down south, really terrible. So the Bobcats complete a sweep of the hat tricks. Hat tricks coming in, obviously, without Johnny Ruiz, which I want to touch on just a second. But in this game, it was the Dustin Jesseau show. Now, it's kind of funny. Jesseau ended up in the box to begin the period, not because this was his fault, but there was a pre-game violation. Before that final horn sounds, everyone has to be off the ice. If anyone's still on the ice when the horn sounds, it's a pre-game violation, and it's a 2-minute penalty. Which, as far as I know, the Fed is still the only league that's doing that, but nonetheless. So Jesseau starts the game in the box. Again, not his penalty. It's a bench minor, but somebody's got service, so Jesseau goes in. And there was some confusion at first as far as whether there should be a bench minor on Danbury too. And sure enough, there was. So 11 seconds into the first period, a guy goes sits in the box. It's kind of funny. Nonetheless, in this game, it's Dustin Jesseau scoring the first 2 goals. He scores a 14:32 of the first, scores just 34 seconds into the second. The hat tricks come back on a pair of power play goals for Dodo and Rudsov scores. And it's 2-2 in the third period. Bobcats just kind of take over. They shut Danbury down defensively. Danbury was absolutely peppering Greg Hussey, who was making his first start of the year. But Hussey was turning almost everything aside. Shots through 2 periods were 38-23 in favor of the hat tricks, but only 2 pucks made it past Hussey. So in the third, Andrioli scores 3 minutes in. That's a 3-2 win. That was the game winner there. But then, just for good measure, Jesseau goes down on a series. First, he hits the post, gets his own rebound, circles around, and risks it home past Kyle Penton for the hat trick. So 2 shots, 1 goal. There you go. So Jesseau, he's been just red hot ever since he joined the Bobcats, and so that is his. Let's see, that is his 15th goal of the year, and 13 of them have come with the Bobcats. So there we go. This is the Dustin Jesseau that we are used to seeing. Meanwhile, Danny Martin, great night, 4 assists, 4 helpers on the night. So that was good, and a 4-2 final. So Danbury goes home. They don't get any points this weekend. They're 14-19-3. Bobcats. This is their winning percentage, because a couple of their wins were in overtime. They're now at a .486 winning percentage. This is the closest they have been to 500 since early November. So it's been a long struggle, but the Bobcats are playing very well right now. Over the last 10, they're very good. So they're going to make some noise. They're 17-16-2 on the season. So, and again, kudos to those fans that came out. Touching on Johnny Ruiz real quick, there is the GoFundMe page that's out there for him. If you've not gone to it, please consider making a donation. 96% of the way to the goal of the money they're raising to pay for Ruiz's treatment and rehabilitation. So every little bit helps. And I know there are a couple teams that are putting together some fundraisers as well to contribute to the Ruiz family. Thank you to everyone who is doing something. Hockey is family. Above and beyond the competition and the games and the fights and the goals and all that, hockey is all about the community and the family. And it's great to see everyone rallying behind Johnny Ruiz, one of the best hockey players to ever put on skates in the FPHL. All right. So the Prowlers, they end up, what a weird weekend. For the Prowlers, on Friday night, they get a disputed goal, question about whether the net was, not in the proper place. So it had been dislodged. So should the goal have counted? The game-winning goal on Friday was just an absolute fluky, flubby kind of goal, but it worked. And then last night in overtime, Bobby Price shoots a puck so fast. He's got a surprisingly quick wrister, and he's showed it off the last couple of weeks. He broke a water bottle the week before, and then this last week, the puck went in and out so fast, there was a question, well, was this a goal? And the officials had to review it to make sure, yeah, puck crossed the line. It was just boom, boom, really, really quick. But this game, very tight, a lot of good action. The first period, there's some shenanigans. And in the course of a lot of melee and scrapping going on behind the goal, behind Matt Lenz, there is one incident in particular. Cristobari is escorted off the ice midway through the first period with a spearing match penalty. The referees took a long time in looking to make sure that they got the right call, that, this was worthy of a match penalty. They did not see any video evidence to overturn the ruling, and so they escorted him off the ice, and he probably will be getting a suspension. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But anyway, no scoring in the first. Teams were kind of feeling each other out. There was that physical edge. Shots were 8-5 in favor of Port Huron. In favor of Watertown. Watertown had more shots. And then the second period, Blake Anderson scores first. That's on the power play. And he's countered by Stephen Klink, just absolutely brilliant play halfway through the second. That tied it up. Port Huron takes the lead. Originally, I thought the goal was going to Heikala. Instead, it goes to Tim Organ. Prowlers don't care as long as they get the goal and they're winning. That's all they care about. So Tim Morgan scores a 16:56. It's 2-1 at the end of two. Shots are only 21-11. Let's go back. 14-12. 14-12 was the shots total between the two periods. Port Huron, with the slight edge, but third period is when things opened up a little bit, and shots were 12-7 in favor of the Prowlers. No scoring there until Michigan scored on the power play. So 3 of the 4 goals in regulation were on the power play. Michigan scores to tie things up, 5:24. Teams go back and forth. There's just no quarter given. So we go to the extra period, and at 2:55, that's when Price just, puts away that beautiful, beautiful shot. And it was a perfect shot for Port Huron. You had Lucas Lackney in front with a screen of Matt Lenz. There was no way Lenz could see where Price was and where the puck was going. And Price even held on to the puck for like a split second, just to make sure that you had that good screen, that he had as much open net as possible. And he took advantage, picture perfect shot, and the Prowlers win 3-2. They are 22-12-0. My brain's getting ahead of me. 27 shots on goal. And Matt Lenz, 24 saves on the night, while Cooper saves 20 of 22. Now, this was strange. There was a little discrepancy on the official game report. 22 shots on goal counted. The official total for the Wolves, but somehow Reed Cooper ended up making 21 saves on 23 shots. So, it is what it is. He saved everything but 2, and he got the win. So, the Wolves, they're struggling right now, 11-20-4. There is a sizable gap now between them in 6th and Bobcats in 4th. If the Wolves are going to make a move and contend, now is the time. They've got to step it up. They have got to string some wins together, and it's got to be now because the Bobcats are playing well, and you still have the hat tricks sandwiched in between. All right. Final game of the night was out in Topeka. Much better crowd, and again, that's because the weather, the worst of the weather had passed. Friday, weather was terrible in Topeka, and there was still a good crowd, considering. But yeah, Indiana, they sweep, and this is the second sweep that they had this year. So they now have a pair of wins against the Topeka Scarecrows. As well as I believe it's 3 wins against Port Huron. So there's 5 of their 8 wins. So yeah, Indiana, they look solid. Not, I wouldn't say they were impressive, but it was just a solid, steady effort throughout the game. Yeah, it wasn't a flamboyant game. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't showy. It was just a old-fashioned, grinded out game, and yeah, the Sentinels end up with a win. They knock out Bernard in the first period, 9 shots on goal, and 3 of them made it past Bernard. So Bryn Sommerfeld came in relief, so he is the backup goalie for Topeka. For his first start since playing with the Motor City Rockers last year. And he did all right, but unfortunately, because Topeka got that third goal, Bernard was taken off the hook and Sommerfeld was put on it. And Ethan Esposito, he scores at 14:53 of the third period past Sommerfeld, and that is the game-winning goal. That was on the power play. So the Topeka Scarecrows, they pull Sommerfeld for the extra attacker, and they get a score by Nerlin with just a few ticks left, but then just countering back. It's goal by Zinchenko to seal the deal, 5-3. Shots 23-22 in favor of Topeka, but yeah, Indiana ends up with the win. They go home with 6 points, and I know that they are very, very happy. And they are the next to try their hand against Binghamton. Binghamton is down, so are the Sentinels going to kick them while they're down? We'll see. All right, so Indiana improves to 8-20-4. They are now just 9 points behind the Watertown Wolves. That's 3 regulation wins. The Scarecrows fall to 19-13-0. They've now fallen to 10 points behind the Prowlers, who took 6 points this last weekend. So Topeka's got to kind of take inventory and see what they need to do to improve and get back on the winning track. And that is our summaries for the Saturday night action. Just to mention what's coming up this week, of course, today, hopefully, we have a game between Biloxi and Athens. If we do, I will submit a game recap on WordPress, which will be placed on my Facebook page, so you can look for that. Stars and standings, of course, Monday morning. And Thursday, the next edition of the Fed Flash Face-Off, the big show. Got an interview with Dave Jackson, the director of the Player Safety Department for the FPHL. He and I talked about the supervisory committee. Yeah, there is one for the officials, and we talked about that and a couple other things as well. So make sure to tune in this Thursday to the Fed Flash Face-Off for that. And there's a lot of other good surprises that are going to be on that video as well. I think you're really going to enjoy it. I think it's a big improvement from my debut show last week. So check it out and you be the judge. All right, I'm going to close it out. I'm Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash. Have a safe and good week ahead, and we will catch you here, hopefully, Thursday on YouTube